Ronnie was fondly remembered by all, but none more so than two of his former teammates and friends, Dave Whelan and Brian Douglas.
You know, we've always been pals. I mean, I've known Ron since we left school. We both joined the summer when we left school. And of course, he made rapid progress, Ron. I played a couple of games at the fourth team as it was then, and then he moved on in the reserves, and it took me about 4 years to catch him up. But eventually I caught him up with the England side, and I'll never forget that when I went, my knees were knocking, you know, people like Tom Finney was playing then, Billy Wright, Roger Byrne, Duncan Edwards, and Ron made it so easy for me. But he was like a big brother, in fact, and he took me around and put me at ease.
Well, I always played behind Ron. I was right back, and Ron was, as you know, wing half, right half then in those days. Blackburn Rovers through and through. Played for England, played in the World Cup, and he was, when I say a pleasure to play behind Ron Clayton, Ron was so active, so fit, and all over the field, and as well as captain of Blackburn Rovers, captain of England, a supreme sportsman, and somebody every youngster in the country, I think, used to look up to Ron Clayton.
A bad one only took Clayton out come the wall defence, but Clayton decided to go through on his own, brought down from behind by Horn. And the whole stadium rises to this gallant side, led by Ronnie Clayton.
We used to race back from the training ground, which was 2 miles away from Blackburn in Pummywood Park. I used to race him every single day, try and beat him coming back. I could never beat Ron. He was the ultimate fitness in a football player, and dedicated to one club. A magnificent, magnificent footballer, and for Blackburn Rovers, he was sort of the man that everybody in Blackburn looked up to, I think, Ron Clayton.
Well, he was everybody's friend. He wanted to shake hands with everybody. He wanted to spend time with anybody who wanted to speak to him. Spent time, sometimes to our detriment, really, because we might be on an appointment and we have to be a place at a certain time, and we say, "Come on, Ron," you know. Like I remember a couple of years ago, we were going to watch the club at Manchester City, and these autograph hunters came, and he must have signed about 100 autographs. And we were, "Come on, you know, we're going to get the game, we're going to get a car park." But that's how he was. He was friendly to everybody.
Midfield players of his quality and his class, what would he be worth today? Priceless. What we would give to get Ron Clayton in our midfield, and when I think what any team, Man United, you name it, Ron Clayton could play in the finest team in the world.
The word legend is bandied around a little bit too easily for my money. But Ronnie was a true legend. I mean, if you think about it, he played over about 650 games here, and about 500 of them as captain. He also captained his country and played 30-odd times for them. And he is a true legend, and I don't think he'll ever be forgotten as long as Blackburn Rovers exist.